Reality is a game of illusion, delusion, perception, and deception. Reality is about experience and learning. Reality is about the evolution of consciousness in the alchemy of time. Reality is virtual, perceived through conscious awareness. Reality is a computer generated consciousness hologram in which the character it creates at the physical level are programmed to believe it is real. We exist in biogenetic experiment to experience emotion through the construct of linear time. All and everything is created by geometric design, following the patterns of sacred geometry. Reality appears to move in synchronized linear fashion, creating the illusion of time, also known as the loops or cycles of time, wheel of karma or the alchemy wheel. Reality began with a tone, Big Bang that continues to pulsate and creates horns, cones, harmonics, soul notes, and spiraling light consciousness, which creates ongoing and endless grids in which soul virtual experience. Soul virtually experience. Grids have frequency to which souls attach for that experience. Soul enter one or more grids in which they experience simultaneously. Reality is never the same. Like the flow of collective unconscious, it is forever in motion, creating new patterns of experience. Consciousness spirals like a slinky, mirroring the movement or evolution of DNA. The higher your consciousness moves up the slinky, the faster the vibrational frequency. The faster you think, create, understand higher holographic archetypes of reality and increase your manifestation in physical reality. Your thought consciousness begin at the top and spiral down to the physical realms which are slow moving. You forget the nature of reality, that which is above. Now as we approach the end of the reality experiment, everything moves into higher frequency until it ceases to exist from the physical, returning to light and total consciousness. Prophecies throughout time bring the same message about this timeline being the end of the cycles of time, evolving into something more, something non-physical, the return to light. You see it all around you as the grids that maintain our physical connection are collapsing. Along with this, we are witnessing the collapse of economical, political, social, and religious systems. Natural disasters are accelerating exponentially, allowing souls to understand everything is changing. We are running out of time, that which holds the illusion in place. We are light beings, consciousness from a creational source, having a physical experience, evolving back to our natural state. This reality program is about to end or evolve. Some people link with 2012 as a metaphor for the return to consciousness. You can't put an exact date on it if it is an illusion. Indigenous people have always understood that reality is an illusion, or dream from which we will awaken. The Apache and the other Pueblo Indians, such as the Junis and the Hopi, have legends about their ancestors emerging from an underground world, generally after some cataclysmic cataclysmic event, as if a cycle in time or another reboot in the programmed realities of the human experiment, always linked to star gods or star people who brought them here from outer space. Hopi prophecy speaks of the return of the blue Kachina or star people at the end of this cycle of time. They speak of the snake people, metaphor of human DNA, and the ant people, grey aliens, who protected them beneath the surface. Physical reality is a metaphor for beneath the surface. To rise above is to return to higher consciousness through the black hole, eye of time, or the stargate of human creation. Reality in everyday uses means everything that exists. The term reality in its widest sense includes everything that is, whether it is observable, accessible, or understandable by science, philosophy, theology, or any other system of analysis. Reality in this sense may include both being and nothingness, whereas existence is often restricted to being compared with nature. In the strict sense of Western philosophy, there are levels or gradations to the nature and the conception of reality. These levels include from the most subjective to the most rigorous. Pheno- Phenomenological reality, truth, fact, or axiom. Other philosophies, particularly those found in Buddhism, have different applications of reality. Conception of reality in Buddhism include dharma, paramatha dharma, samsara, and maya. Phenomenological reality. On much on a much broader and more subjective level, the private experiences, curiosity, inquiry, and selectivity involved in the personal interpretation of an event shapes reality as seen by one and only one individual and hence is called phenomenological. This form of reality might be common to others as well, but at times could also be so unique to oneself as to be never experienced or agreed upon by anyone else. Much of the spiritual experience of an individual occurs on this level of reality. Truth. When two or more individuals agree upon the interpretation and the experience of a particular event, a consensus about an event and its experience being to be formed, this being common to a few individuals or a larger group, then becomes the truth as seen and agreed upon a certain set of people. Thus, one particular group may have a certain set of agreed truth, while another group might have a different set of truth that have reached consensus. This lets Different communities and societies have varied and extremely different notions of reality and truth of the external world. The religion and beliefs of people or communities are a fine example of this level of reality. This is well expressed in the famous quote by Henry Thoreau. It takes two to speak the truth, one to speak and another to hear. However, humans are fallible and are limited to individual experience. Truth cannot simply be considered truth if one speaks and another hears, because individual bias and fallibility take away an assertion that the idea of the truth itself exists. Other views of truth asserts that truth is that which is considered to be the supreme reality and to have the ultimate meaning and the value of existence, regardless of subjective inter- interference or subjective inference. Truth can be merely be discerned by deductive reasoning, but can only be more deeply understood by inductive study and skepticism. Fact. A fact or factual entity is a phenomenon that is perceived as an elemental principle. It is rarely one that could be subject to personal interpretation. Instead, it is most often the observed phenomena of the natural world. The proposition, the sun rises in the east, is a fact. It is a fact for people belonging to any group or nationality, regardless of which language they speak or which part of the universe they come from. The Galilean proposition in support of the Copernican theory that the sun is the center of the solar system is one that states the fact of the natural world. However, during his lifetime, Galileo was ridiculed for that factual proposition because far too few people had a consensus about it in order to accept it as a truth. Fewer propositions are factual in content in the world as compared to the many truths shared by various communities, which are also fewer to the innumerable individual phenomenological realities. Much of scientific exploration, experimentation, interpretation, and analysis is done on this level. This view of reality is well expressed by Philip K. Dick's statement that reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Axioms. Axioms are self-evident realities, the existence of which is accepted as given and on which further conceptions are generated. The facts of a natural world would hold true only in the systematic construction of that world. Hence, in a different system, the facts of another world might no longer hold valid. The facts that the sun rises in the east might not be valid in a different solar system where the planet might be tilted in a different angle or revolving in a different direction around its star, so that the star might rise on the planet's horizon in the west instead of the east. Hence, the fact of a systematic entity might not be universal outside the realms of that system. However, exceptionally rare conceptions might be universal in ethos. Mathematical formulation and proposition in mathematical logic are based on axioms, and hence these fields are often referred to as pure disciplines. The validity of the set theoretic proposition would hold true in any systematic process or universe. Its validity is self-evident in ontological existence and works on the axiomatic level of reality. Some portion of ultimate reality may lie beyond our scope to examine or even imagine. Many of the concepts of science and philosophy are often defined culturally or socially. This idea was well elaborated by Thomas Kuhn in his book The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. Most of the cultural conflict in the world occurs when certain individuals or groups try to impose their phenomenological realities or truths on other people or communities. What reality might not be. Reality, the concept, is contrasted with a wide variety of other concepts, largely depending upon the intellectual discipline. It can help understand what we mean by reality to note what we say is not real, but usually, if there is no origin and related proofs, it isn't reality. In philosophy, reality is contrasted with non existence. Penguins do exist, so they are real. And mere possibility, a mountain made of gold is merely possible, but it is not real unless they are discovered. Sometimes philosophers speak as thou reality is contrasted with existence itself. Thou ordinary language and many other philosophers who treat these as synonyms. They have in mind that the notion that there is a kind of reality, a mental or intentional reality, perhaps that imaginary objects such as aforementioned golden mountain have. Alexius Minion is a famous or infamous for holding that such things are so-called substance and thus a kind of reality even while they do not exist. Most philosophers find the very notion of substance mysterious and unnecessary. One of the shibboleths and starting points of the 20th century analytical philosophy has been the forceful rejection of the notion of subsistence of real but non-existence object. It is worth saying at this point that many philosophers are not content with saying merely what reality is not. Some of them have positive theories of what broad categories of objects are real. In addition, in ethics, political theory, and at the arts, reality is often contrasted with what is ideal. One of the fundamental issues in ethics is called the is out problem, and it can be formulated as follows. Given our knowledge of the way the world is, how can we know the way the world ought to be? Most ethical views hold that the world we live in, the real world, is not real, and as such, there is room for improvement. Political theory is often as extension of the above. The world we live in is, is the best possible world. Most political views argue that the world, or more specifically, present day society, could be improved in a way or another and propose various means to achieve such an improvement. In the arts, there was a broad movement beginning in the 19th century, realism, which led to naturalism, which sought to port- portray characters, scenes, and so forth realistically. This was in contrast and reaction to Romanticism, which portrayed their subjects idealistically. Commentary about these artistic movement is sometimes put in terms of the contrast between the real and the ideal. On the one hand, the average, ordinary, and the natural, and on the other, the superlative, extraordinary, improbable, and sometimes even supernatural. Obviously, when speaking in this sense, real or realistic does not have the same meaning as it does When, for example, a philosopher uses the term to distinguish simply what exists from what does not exist. In the arts and also in ordinary life, the notion of reality or realism is also often contrasted with illusion. A painting that precisely indicates the visually appearing shape of a depicted object is said to be realistic in that respect. One that distorts features, as Pablo Picasso's paintings are famous for doing, are said to be unrealistic and thus some observer will say, but with questionable grammatical correctness, that they are not real. But there are also tendencies in the visual arts towards so-called realism and more recently photorealism that invite a different sort of contrast with the real. Trompe-l'oeil, French fool the eye, paintings render their subject so realistically that the casual observer might temporarily be deceived into thinking that he is seeing something indeed real, but in fact it is merely an illusion and an intentional one. At that, in psychiatry, reality, or rather the idea of being in touch with reality, is integral to the notion of schizophrenia, since it has often been defined in part by reference to being out of touch with reality. The schizophrenic is said to have hallucination and delusions which concern people and events that are not real. However, there is controversy over what is considered out of touch with reality, particularly due to the noticeable comparison of the process of forcefully instituting individuals for expressing their belief in society to reality enforcement. The practice possible convert uses as a political tool can perhaps be illustrated by the 18th century psychiatric sentences in the US of black slaves for crazily attempting to escape. In each of these cases, discussions of reality or what counts as real take on quite different casts. Indeed, what we say about reality often depends on what we want to say it is not. Reality, worldviews, and theories of reality. A common colloquial usage would have reality means perceptions, beliefs, and attitudes towards reality. As in my reality is not your reality. This is often used as colloquialism, indicating that the parties to a conversation agree or so disagree, not to quibble over deeply different conceptions of what is real. For example, in a religious discussion between friends, one might say, you might disagree, but in my reality, everyone goes to heaven. Theology, literary criticism, and other fields, it is thought that that there simply and literally is no reality beyond the perceptions or belief we each have about reality. Such attitudes indicate anti-realism, that is, the view that there is no objective reality whether acknowledged explicitly or not. If we really do literally mean by reality simply beliefs about reality, then reality would necessarily be complete, have to outline every worldview. This is how the German and Weltanschauung is usually translated every broadly different ways of seeing reality. In this sense, the topic of reality encompasses many other topics: perceptions, psychology, generally cognitive psychology and cognitive science, religion, sociology, anthropology, and topics philosophy.